السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Alhamdulillah. We have finished the lessons for fiqh. We started with the 10 lessons, Alhamdulillah, from 1 till 10. We said before we're going to have 15, but we left the other days that we can have it for the exams. And Alhamdulillah, today was the exam 2. And as you know, we're going to close it, inshallah. And we said that it's going to be closed at 8. It was open since the date 11th till 13th of June. The first exam, the one who didn't have the first exam, we're going to open the link from 16th of June till 18th of June. And on the 16th by itself, we're going to have a revision. It's going to be on Wednesday. And if you don't mind, if the final exam also, the period, it will be open from 17 till 20. Or maybe we'll just, we'll discuss with the timing with you, because we don't want you to forget the material which you already had the exam last week for first exam. And since some of the students, they had today the exam. So we wanted to make it a little bit shorter for the final exam to be near on this week, for the student who doesn't want to forget the material, that they can revise it very quickly. So congratulations. I would like to congratulate all the students. Alhamdulillah, you have made it till here. And there is one step remaining to go, is the final exam. So the final exam, again, the link will be open from 17th till 20th. And also on 17th, we're going to have a revision, a quick revision for the material as well. Since today we didn't ask anyone to join, and we were on schedule that on 17th we're going to have a revision. So today is just like, if you have any discussion, if you have anything, as again, we'll say that we have covered all those information from the Prophet period, Sahaba, the followers, hardworking Imams, Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali. And today the students who had the exam 2 from Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali. And you know, as you know, the Prophet period of time, when it started the Tashri'ah, try to read the material carefully and try to understand it carefully. You have all this period of time. If you have any question, you can ask any question, something that you didn't understand. You know, some other areas, we highlighted them, who wrote the Quran and where are the Quran are written, where the Quran has been saved, okay? And what is the meaning of Sunnah, what is the benefit of Sunnah. Try just to understand the material more. The only thing that we had before about the exam which we had and so on, some of them, they will say what to do, what to memorize and so on. As you can see here, you need to focus on the Sahaba period. Sahaba period, it was only a seeds of you know, information, all right, seeds of information. And then after Sahaba period, these schools of the opinion and hadith expanded more, right? So we need to focus on those material and the followers' days, what happened at that time, and also how they save the knowledge, and how the schools are divided and more expanded, and what is the quality of each one of them, what is the quality, okay? And you know the names here also, as we said about the Imams, the famous Imams in the period of Al-Imam al-Mujtahideen, you need to know them, okay? And you know, you need to know the reason why the knowledge at that time spread more. And what is the differences between Sahaba at that time, why the Sahaba, they had the differences in their material or giving the fiqh, and also the differences in fiqh in the time of the Imam al-Mujtahideen. What are those? Okay, so there are points here that we need to focus on. Yes. And also you need to know the manners of the Imam, manners of the Imam. And again, we said we talked about the life of those Imams here. We selected them, the 5-1. And you need to know also, again, where do they live? Al-Awza'i, he's in Sham, Al-Layth in Egypt, Sufyan al-Thawri, he's in Al-Kufa, Dawood al-Dhahri, he's in also, 3 of them there in Iraq, 1 of them he's in Sham, and 1 of them is in Egypt. So you have to focus on those information, okay? And we explained about the all the information that we had it here, and the ikhtilaf, what they had from their knowledge, and when they have been born, when is the death period, and also we said this page also important, okay? And what is the quality of this period? It was matured because the fiqh was completed after Imam al-Mujtahideen. After there is the Imam Mujtahideen period, and there is after them. Okay, so there's 2 periods: the one that is at that time, and then after them. So there is a differences, and also again completing what is the quality of it, and why is the main issue. They were fiqh. It was they don't have imams that they doing ijtihad for the knowledge. Why is that? So these are the reasons. You need to read them carefully and understand them also again. And also we said there is things that happened at that period of time, the type of books that they had al-Mutun al-Fiqhiyya and al-Fiqh al-Muqaran, the comparison fiqh they had at that time, okay? And we gave an example for al-Mutun al-Fiqhiyya, the people who came depending on this method. Later on, they took al-Mutun al-Fiqhiyya. Mutun al-Fiqhiyya means explaining. It was explaining more about what is there from information. It had a side on the book. There is more details on the side. And these are one of the examples in each madhab. For example, madhab Hanafi, they had their books, and Maliki, they had their books, Shafi'i, they have their books, and also Hanafi, Hanbali, sorry. And al-Fiqh al-Muqaran is like encyclopedia. Fiqh al-Muqaran is like a comparison. So this fiqh, when it came, it cleared some doubts of different madhab. Some people, they said they couldn't understand the other madhab. So these books, when it came, it made them the information very close to each other to understand the fiqh of Malik, the fiqh of Hanafi, the fiqh of Shafi'i, and at least those people who had a different view, or they were feeling like, oh, maybe Shafi'i he's right or Hanafi he's right, those kind of things started to be removed. They came to understand more the knowledge with a comparison. Okay, so maybe Shafi'i he explained it in a way, and Hanafi he explained it in a way, but maybe both of them they mean the same path, the same ruling. So these kind of books, it made it more clear. All right, so these are one of the books here for each madhab. And then we enter to the Imam Hanafi. All right, what his name, when he was born and he died. All right, so we went through that and their fitna, what happened at that period of time. Each Imam had their own fitna. All right, and what was why Imam Hanafi he had a special quality with his fiqh. So we said because he had talents and capabilities. He spent a lot of time with his teachers. He had a special method in teaching, and the environment that he lived in, it was full of lies and fitna at that time. And those days also, the seeker of knowledge, they were really active at that time, okay? And as you know, the nickname of Imam Hanafi, Al-Imam Al-A'zam, okay? And then we went to Maliki. And here we'll correct it. Maybe here it's not corrected, but this is Imam Maliki name. His name is Abdullah bin Malik bin Anas. All right, and when he was born, when he passed away, And there is Imam Maliki. He had a special book, it's called Al-Muwatta, and that Al-Muwatta, he had a golden chain called عن أنس bin Malik, عن نافع bin Mawla. It has a golden chain. When you want to say hadith, you start from whom you got the hadith till you reach to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is called sanad. So it was a golden chain, it is called. And who are his teachers? And at the same time, his teachers were his students as well, and who were his partners at his age, but they were his students as well. And the best book, as we said, he had Al-Muwatta book. And also he had a fitna and the type of the schools that it has been, it appeared at that period of time, okay, after Imam Malik, inshallah. Then we went to Shafi'i. Shafi'i, he had a long history with the name. Of course, his name is Muhammad bin Idris, and he died in 204, all right? And he went to Arab tribes to learn the Arabic. And he got his knowledge from Imam Malik. So Imam Shafi'i, he was a student of Imam Malik, all right? And his teachers were Sufyan bin Uyayna and Muslim, Malik bin Anas, okay? Those were his teachers. And he had his students also as well. One of the students is Ahmad bin Hanbal, and some of his books, these are the books. The famous one is you have Al-Risala, but it was the first fiqh written ever, okay? And of course, the reason why his knowledge was really rich, because his deep understanding, and he traveled a lot. So he had combined the knowledge of Imam Hanafi and Imam Malik, and he was balancing in his knowledge, all right? And we said why he was balancing in his knowledge, because he saw that he cannot use one school. You have the school of the opinion and the school of the hadith. So he was balancing between them, because you cannot rely in one of them in one direction, and you cannot follow only one direction. So he had to follow the both and balance between them, okay? All right, and as we said that Imam Shafi'i, the most important thing here, we said that he had two schools, the old say and the new say. The old say, it was in Baghdad, and the new one, it was in Egypt. So he had the followers for his madhab only Shafi'i. He had al-Buwaiti, al-Muzni, all right? The famous one that they narrated, the one as a new say. And the old say, these are the people who narrated about him, okay? And he has people who followed him. These are the people who followed him at that time, okay? And where his madhab has spread, it's spread to those areas, and this is a rare areas where it spread his fiqh. Then we went to madhab Al-Hanbali. Al-Hanbali, he has a name. His name is Ahmad bin Hanbal. He is from the Arab tribes. He's really pure. He never was mixed, all right? He had 2 wives and 10 kids. And then we said that he died in Baghdad 241, all right? And his teachers, one of his teachers is a Shafi'i, all right? He had 200 sheikh who he got his knowledge from, but one of them is a Shafi'i, his teacher. And the students that he had is Imam Bukhari, Muslim, and Dawood. And he had some of the famous books as well. This is some of them, they're not all. And again, he was in fitna, all right? And he went through that fitna, and people, they wrote about him, like maybe 40 books about his fitna, how he struggled with that. And people, they didn't know how to explain it. Even the way that he went through, it was really tough. And the levels of the scholars, he had 3 levels, but those levels was created after his death. All right, so he passed away in 241, and then after, when he passed away, the first level, there is a people who were scholars. The first level, the one, his name is Ajurri. The second level, those people, and then the third level, those people who came after them. So he had 3 levels. Okay. And then we said it's important also to check this schedule. You had this schedule, the comparison. So you had the name of Hanafi, the name of Maliki, the name of Shafi'i and Hanbali, and each one of them, when they have been born and they passed away, and who are the teacher of each one of them. And also we had the students. Here we didn't write anything about Hanafi because it was very old, that period of time. We didn't know who he had. He had a lot of students, but we don't have the names. But Imam Maliki also, although Imam Maliki and Shafi'i, they learn what Hanafi, madhab, they learned from that as a knowledge. Okay, but it doesn't mean that they are a student. They learn from the knowledge, but they weren't his students attending, because as you can see, when they have been born, and there is a differences. All right. And then, as we said, that Imam Shafi'i, he was a teacher of Hanbali, and Hanbali, he was a student of Shafi'i, and again Shafi'i, he was a student of Maliki as well. Okay. So Alhamdulillah, the students who did the exam, so today's exam number 2, it was from 6 to 10. And the final exam is going to be from 1 to 10. And who didn't do the exam, the first one is going to be from 1 to 5 lecture. So the link is going to be open from 17th or from 16th, I guess, right? Just let me revise it again. All right. We're gonna have the exam, the first one. We're going to open it at, inshallah, 16th till 18th. And on 16th, we're gonna have a revision on the full material again. And the final exam is going to be between 17 and 20 of June. And the link is going to be open. So you have only one step. Try to do it, inshallah. You're gonna be there from the successful people. Jazakumullahu khairan for attending today. Barakallahu feekum. If you have any question, you can come forward. All right, Jazakumullahu khairan. Then we will finish our today's. There is no lecture, so we just here available for any inquiries.